Black. Tim Black's Wolfpack. What's up, people? All right, guys, so let's get into these stories. I got so much to cover, but I'm trying to tell you, man, I've been really focused on the Our Revolution issue with the smear tactics against Our Revolution and Nina Turner and Teslin Figaro that I had to had to dig in. Had to dig in, guys. Had to. You know, that's what you got to do, man. If independent media doesn't push back against smear tactics and wake people up and say, hey, you got to see through the chicanery. Like, if we don't do that, then who's going to do it? Because we're all we have. Like, the truth-telling community is very slim. The non-corporate, brought, paid for. It's a very thin group of people. So we have to stand up at every turn, man, for issues. If we don't, it just won't get no love. There will be no love. There'll be no attention. And that's not good for the movement. That's not good for us. All right? All right, so Harvey Weinstein got to turn himself in. We're going to talk about that. Tom Perez pisses everybody off. We're going to talk about that. Tom Perez, DNC chair. Remember that guy? Morgan Freeman. Lord. He just lost his Visa card endorsement. Just gone. Visa card endorsement. Gone, y'all. North Korea. Goodness gracious. Tomi Lahren. NFL. Let's start off with Assange. Can we do that? Can we start with Assange? All right. So as we all know, Julian Assange has been holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy. Right? This has been going on for years now. 6 years he's been there. Now, he's there because if he wasn't there, he'd probably be in jail. All right? So he'd be extradited to the U.S. more than likely. Well, it turns out, now we know that there's been, I've joined into a rally, a calling of freedom for Julian Assange. You have to stand behind your truth tellers. We have to support truth tellers. We have no choice. This is our duty as truth tellers. All right, so we did sort of like a vigil, an online raise awareness about Julian Assange's predicament there in the Ecuadorian embassy where he has no internet access, no phone calls. Well, now things are getting a little bit worse. If they could possibly get any worse, okay? After nearly 6 years of refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, it appears that his refuge in London is now in question. This will open up Julian Assange into possible arrest by British authorities, as well as a potential extradition to these United States, where he will be tried. While Assange has in the past claimed his position in the embassy was under threat, sources say his current situation is unusually bad. He could leave the embassy any day now, either because he will be forced out or made to feel so restricted that he might choose to leave on his own. So it turns out, it looks like what they're doing to Julian is what you do to a guest who overstays their welcome. Right? You make things uncomfortable for them. How many people have had jobs where they wanted to get rid of you, but they didn't want to pay you severance package or unemployment or anything like that, so they made life unbearable for you? Happened to me. How about you guys? Anybody know what I'm talking about? But this is not a job you go to and you leave and come home. This is where you live because you are holed up in the place. They say his position there is in jeopardy. A source familiar with the matter said Assange's exit from the embassy could open a new phase for U.S. investigators eager to find out what he knows. The United States is a horrible place to be if you're going to be interrogated. See how this all kind of connects? All the pieces connect here. We were just talking about Gina Haspel, and we tried to get her what? We tried to get some type of understanding about the psyche of a person you would call Bloody Gina. We tried to get confirmation that, hey, if you're so spineless and full of lack of compass, moral compass, right, that all it takes is somebody saying you need to torture this guy, even if you deny that you love torture, like torture, even though your friends say you call you Bloody Gina because that's your thing, even if we accept the explanation that you only did it because you were told to do it, we wanted to know if that was something you would do in the future, given all that we know about torture, given all that we know about the lack of substantive surveillance or information that comes out of torture proceedings. And she couldn't give it to us. So here we are, guys. We're all like, it's a big circle. Here we go, the circle of strife. Not the circle of life, the circle of strife. And we find ourselves right here. Julian Assange may have to deal with Gina Haspel. And I know it's depressing to think about. Now, according to some sources, notable sources, they're corporate media whose names I don't want to name, back in April 2017, the U.S. had prepared charges to seek the arrest of Assange, who U.S. intelligence agencies believe Russia used as an intermediary to distribute hacked emails from Hillary Clinton, Podesta emails. Assange and his lawyers say he has been detained without charge for over 2,700 days. 53 of those days are in a gag situation, which I described at the top of the show, where he has no access to people, friends, family, internet. Jeff Sessions, when questioned about Julian Assange, he said that Julian Assange was a top priority to detain Julian Assange. So I'm hoping things change. I'm hoping that the Ecuadorian embassy will continue to do what they said they would do. But it appears that the current arrangement is untenable, can't last forever, and maybe for Julian Assange's health, maybe it shouldn't. What we need to know is if the UK will extradite Julian Assange to the United States. Will they adhere to a possible extradition order by the U.S.? I think they would. Some argue that the UK is merely a puppet of the United States. I have no reason to believe otherwise. In July, there's going to be a visual. Actually, it's June. I'm sorry. In June, we're going to be doing a demonstration, not a visual, a demonstration in D.C. that I'm going to speak at on behalf of Julian Assange. I support truth speakers, truth seekers, truth tellers. And even though there are some people who for some reason buy into the corporate narrative that the same person who exposed George W. Bush is now, working for the Trump campaign, I don't get it. I just wish that people understood that it's important that whistleblowers are given our full support. We'll see. I'll keep you up to date on this story. It's a story of very much importance to me. I feel that Julian Assange and Wikileaks have been a valuable tool in telling us the truth. Not one shred, not one single document, not one page over the millions of documents that WikiLeaks has published has been found to be a fabrication. Unlike Politico. I just mentioned in one of those corporate news media sites. Unlike a lot of our corporate media, not one shred, not one sentence, not one paragraph, nothing that they released. Folks, if you're not a regular Tim Black fan, watcher of the show, You may not like what you find out, but if you find out the truth, isn't that better than believing a lie? And who would have you believe such? Huh? The person that commits the acts that they want to cover up. Come on now. Come on now. Talk to me, y'all. All right, so we know that many people were ready to send Trump to receive the Nobel Peace Prize because it looks like North Korea is all but laid down its weapons. It's ready to talk. And then came the mouth-to-mouth. The mouth and the testing of weapons in Bering Sea and all this crap that made North Korea go, come on, man, I want to work with you, but do you have to rub you took a dump on my lawn and then you put my face in it and then you want me to give you milk and cookies? I don't know where they do that at. But oh yeah, I know, because our media keeps saying everybody's in North Korea is crazy and they're all robots. They're Jong bots and he's mass murdering son of a whatever, right? All right, so that's just, now things have changed a little bit. North Korea says it's now willing to meet with Trump after Trump canceled the summit. And okay, well, you know what? Maybe these sanctions need to leave. Maybe we need to get past these sanctions that are crippling our economy, and maybe we can work something out. So South Korea says Kim Jong-un is still willing to meet Donald Trump at any time and in any way after the U.S. president abruptly canceled what would have been an historic summit between the two leaders scheduled for June. I thought Kim Jong-un can't. Well, am I behind on this? Is this like been off and on and off and on? What am I missing here? I thought Kim Jong-un backed out because of all the footsie under the table that the United States was doing with South Korea. So it's back on since then, and now it's canceled again. And it's trying to be back on, but now Trump playing hard to get. Trump, I thought you wanted that Nobel Peace Prize, man. Come on, bro. You go good up there right next to the Trump steaks. What's going on? Kim Gi-gwan, a top official at North Korea's foreign ministry, said in comments published Friday by the country's state-run news agency, KCNA, the U.S. has state-run news agencies, too. They're called the CNN, the Fox. God, there I go mentioning corporate media again. There I go, man. There I go. Trump's decision runs counter to the global community's wishes for peace on the Korean Peninsula. Here goes a statement. It says, "We reiterate to the U.S. that we are willing to sit face-to-face at any time and in any way," said Kim, who has negotiated with U.S. counterparts for years. "I would like to conclude that President Trump's statement on the North Korea-U.S. summit is a decision that is not in line with the wishes of these who hope for the peace and stability of the Korean Peninsula as well as the world." Okay. I don't know if I want this Kim person, leading this. I mean, they just said that they've been in charge of working with us in the past, and all the work in the past hasn't worked. Maybe we get a new person to be the go-between between U.S. and Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump. I don't know. President Trump canceled the summit Thursday in a letter addressed to Kim Jong-un, cited recent hostile comments from the top North Korean officials and concern over Pyongyang's willingness to give up its nuclear weapons. Trump said it would be inappropriate to have the summit given these worries. Okay, so now I'm up to speed. So Trump got pissed after Jong got pissed. We just got a feud going on. That's what we have, all right? As I've stated many times on this show, guys, and for anybody who's new, I support peace wherever it is, and whoever gets it. We all support peace, hopefully. Only the neocons and neoliberals want us to be at war so they can make money. But I got to question the victory lap at the expense of reality. The United States has been meddling in the Korean Peninsula for what, the last 80 years? I don't know. That's what happened, right? So we continue to meddle. Kim Jong-un, you don't need to meet with us, other than the fact, I guess we got the whole Western world issuing the sanctions. I think as long as there's peace between North Korea and South Korea, then there's no reason to have sanctions. There's no reason to have sanctions anyway. Only in a country that wants everybody to have a gun would you be upset if other countries have their own. I mean, how are you going to stop them? And that's what we do. They're going to blow up America. America's the only country that's ever dropped an atomic bomb on anybody, and we did it twice. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Speaking of smoking pipe, Tomi Lahren of The Blaze, formerly of The Blaze, now Fox News, she dealt with something so embarrassing and so horrible, horrific, so degrading, so dangerous. I can't believe she survived it. Her life was in danger, folks. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm just so glad she was able to pull through. It was such a perilous situation, such a dangerous situation, that Donald Trump himself had to send a tweet to let her know how brave she was. And I know you wonder, you're like, Tim, what happened, man? Somebody put a knife on her, someone shoot a gun at her, someone break in her home and try to tie her up, was she carjacked? What happened, brother? Break it down, man. Please tell me right now. I gotta know. Someone threw a drink on her. A glass of water, actually. They said, I'm not going to waste a drink on Tomi Lahren. I'm just going to throw some water on her. For that, Donald Trump tweeted to her. I don't make this up. Tomi Lahren appeared on Hannity to speak about the vicious water attack. Was this just regular water, mofos? I mean, like this, like water? Or was it like Flint water? Yeah, like if Trump, you want to tweet about water throwing, why don't you talk about Flint water? Or Philly water? Or Alabama water? Flint don't even have the worst water in the country. You know this, right? There's a lot of other places with horrible water in this country. But Trump couldn't bother with tweeting about Flint water. Oh, no, but let Tomi Lahren get a drink thrown on her. How many people have had drinks thrown on them? I've had a drink thrown on me. Damn it, I wish I could have had Donald Trump tweet about it. Oh, I wish I could go on Fox News to talk about the water that was thrown on me. Oh, man. Then you say, this is why, guys. This is why I don't listen to those people that say, Tim, you need to move to the right. Move to the right, it'll be all right. Don't tell me that. Do you see how both sides are just jacked up? You can't see it, huh? Listen, remember that thing that happened in the Waffle House when the I think his name was Stefan? I can't remember his name. The hero, the black hero, the hero guy, young man, risked his life. He disarms the gunman, takes the gun from him, gets injured. That guy, Trump didn't tweet about him. He disarmed a killer in a Waffle House. Not worth keystrokes. But Tomi Lahren gets a little bit of water thrown on her, and we get keystrokes, we get Fox News appearances, we get the whole thing. See, this is why I don't buy into that crap, man. I just don't buy. I can't afford to buy it because I have integrity. I understand people are delusional with the Democratic Party. They're disillusioned. You're delusional if you think both parties are great or better than one, better than the other. Not really better. bad and bad, okay? The Democratic Party is a pork sandwich that's been left out in the heat way too long. You don't want that. All right? The Republican Party is a bison sandwich left out in the heat way too long. You don't want that either. And we have people busy arguing over which piece of spoiled meat sandwich that can kill you should eat. And all I'm saying is, I'd rather be an independent. I would tell you more about Tomi Lahren, but it'll just be drivel, play acting, and more garbage, like more verbal diarrhea about, how I'm so brave. I know I've been brave in the past. I'll be brave now. This is a representation for little girls. Whatever, man. Whatever. You on a daily basis incite and spread hate. And for the record, if somebody threw a glass of water in Rachel Maddow's face, I wouldn't be like, oh no. Be like, hey, get a tissue, mofo. I shouldn't even have to say that. You should know that, right? All right, guys. Speaking of Tomi Lahren, because she loved talking about the NFL, the NFL anthem decision shows the league's obsession with visuals and optics. As you may have heard, the NFL has now made it horribly expensive to kneel during football games, to kneel during the national anthem. There you go, guys. Forced patriotism. Isn't it great? That's what you need to do. That's the way to show that you love the country, is to make people love it. No matter what they're going through in it. No matter what. Yeah, don't. The game hasn't even started yet. Like, my biggest thing with this has always been these people who don't understand that when you come to work, I understand you come to work. Saluting the flag should never been a part of the job. All right, you're gonna catch this football. You're gonna run with this football. You're gonna score these points. These are things we hire you for. We hire you to play ball. No one should have been hired under the condition that they're gonna salute the flag. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. When I was in elementary school, we used to salute the flag at that time. Yeah, that used to happen in schools. They used to have to salute the flag every morning. I stayed seated. I hated it because I didn't really know why I was doing it. I just knew I was weird, different, right? Because I didn't stand up. But later in life, it helped me. Like, I'm standing up now. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing up now. Why you think I'm standing up? I'm used to going it alone. People say all the time, Tim, why don't you have more people on your show? Why don't you team up? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, I've got partners I'm working with now with J&F, justinformed.com, but that's different. I'm used to going it alone because I used to sit during the flag. Though I left that religion, it still made me strong. What the NFL is doing here is typical. But I don't think that the NFL is particularly hateful, okay? I just don't believe it. Do they care about their players', health? No. No, they don't. They don't give a shit, all right? In that way, they are hateful. But I'm talking about the whole kneeling thing. I look at it a little bit different. I look at corporations as not being evil as much as greedy. And is focused on profits. That's how you have to look at all corporations. They're focused on the money. So, if them kneeling never cost the NFL sponsors or cost the NFL ticket holders or whatever, NFL can care less what you did. They might have even had a daggone flag, national anthem, if it didn't cost the money to remove it, because our military pays them money for all that stuff you see. All that shit they do on this Super Bowl Sunday or on football Sunday or whatever, Monday Night Football, all that stuff you see is paid for by our military. And the military ain't out making money, right? Yeah, they got a few, you call them, surplus shops on base, but they don't make money. No, that's our money. So they take our money, right? They take money out of the government or what the budget, that big budget they give them, and they spend part of that advertising, marketing money to the NFL. Yeah. NFL shouldn't even take that money or take the money and give it right to veterans that are living on the street. That's what should happen. But like I said, it's not so much they're evil. They just care about profits more than anything else. That's how I see this issue. Are there some people that don't care about social justice, don't care about police violence, don't care about people being shot by cops even when they're not doing anything, not when they've broken any laws, not when they're armed or whatever? Like, you could break a law, you shouldn't be shot for it. Jaywalking, get shot. Going to your own house, get shot. Driving your car, get shot. Just shot. There are people who, for some reason, can't see through the smoke, man. All of your naysaying about Colin Kaepernick and others who kneeled during the national anthem, this entire country was talking about social justice. I don't know what came of it. But at least we were talking. So that's what the NFL is doing, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I could go on and on about that. Capitalist society. Money comes first. Well above you and I, obviously. Tom Perez. Let's shift gears. Tom Perez, this guy. Tom Perez is a perfect example that just because you have education don't mean you're smart. I tell you, man, the left is the loudest sector in politics, I believe. And instead of being open and honest with the left about the fact that DNC has no intentions of actually remedying anything from the 2016 primary, Tom Perez lied like a rug. Remember the Unity tour? Bernie Sanders and Tom Perez, what happened with that? Well, how much unity? Are you feeling united? Well, Tom Perez came out and endorsed Cuomo over Nixon. Yeah, that's what happened. Tom Perez, DNC chair, endorses a race that's ongoing. See, they didn't learn anything from 2016 at all. Not only did they not learn anything, there's a stick in their finger. They're sticking their fingers places you don't want them. Because they could care less what you want. In the words of the famous Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor when they had conversations about the movie Stir Crazy, when Gene Wilder said, what would happen if we were in prison, if we were in the penitentiary? I don't even know if I can get away with saying this. He said, if I was in prison here, what would they do with us, Rich? Well, that's what the DNC does to us. But not us, not me anymore. Not me anymore. I'm free. You know what I mean? I'm away from that. But everybody isn't, right? They think, we got to stick with these guys. Tom Perez has shown that the DNC has no intention. It's not that they don't understand. I'm tired of explaining to them. They don't want to know. 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 They don't care. Look. They put their finger on the scale in New York. Now, unless they successfully wipe away, 200,000 people off the voting rolls? That's what they did during the 2016 election. That's what they did. You know that, right? There was 200,000 people, votes didn't count or couldn't vote, right? New York. Bernie Sanders home. Yeah. May have changed the outcome of the race. May have. Definitely would have helped. The point is that the DNC, Tom Perez, does not give a damn. They make an endorsement. The DNC making an endorsement when you have two Democrats running is obviously putting his finger, his hand, his foot, his glasses, his gravelly, I smoke 10 packs of cigarettes a day voice on the scale. That's what that is. You know, one day people are going to wake up to the DNC. They're going to wake up and be like, you know what? And what I hope they do not do is run to the RNC like that's going to solve it. RNC ignores you. You don't exist. You don't. Especially if you got a tan that you don't have to spray on. You care less about you. Let's talk about Harvey Weinstein. Huh? Let's do it. We haven't talked about Harvey Weinstein in a while. Well, looked like Harvey got turned himself in. Oh yeah, they finally got to the bottom of the, what is it? Over 100 women who say Harvey did stuff. Harvey said, I ain't do nothing. Then he went right into treatment because that's what rich people do. That's what it was, Bill. You should have said, I ain't do nothing, then go get treatment. Come on, Bill. I got a halfway decent Bill Cosby impersonation that's I'll never be able to use again. Well, at least for a while. You know, how soon we forget. Harvey Weinstein set to turn himself in on sex crime charges in New York City. The fallen former Hollywood honcho has been indicted in connection to at least one accuser. Harvey Weinstein is expected to surrender to authorities Friday to face sex assault charges in connection with an attack on a student actress, says the Daily News. Fallen Hollywood honcho, yeah, that's him. It's not immediately clear if Weinstein will be hit with additional charges related to other victims. The fallen Hollywood honcho is expected to be charged with preying on Lucia Evans, who told investigators that Weinstein forced her to perform oral sex on him in 2004. You know, a rich guy like Harvey Weinstein who has all this power, he's just used to having power over people. So, of course, he wants to have power over women. Of course he wants to have power over women sexually. He's a powerful man. We put such a premium on money, on status, right? That, of course, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Now, I'm not saying that everybody who has money will do what Harvey Weinstein allegedly has done, but I'm just saying I think this is going to be an open shutter right here. Evans told the Daily News, or told the New Yorker, she was an incoming college senior trying to break into the business when she met Weinstein at a club. The movie mogul invited her to the Miramax office soon after she arrived for the daytime meeting. Weinstein pulled her head down to his crotch. I said over and over, I don't want to do this. Stop. Don't. I tried to get away, but maybe I didn't try hard enough. I didn't want to kick him or fight him. Why not? Why not? So I'm saying, why not, man? You could take him. He's slow and he's fat. He's slow, fat, and old. He's older than me and fatter than me and slower than me. But I resemble that compliment. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Look, man, I wish she would have. I wish she would have. What are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do? He can't catch you. Kick him in the nuts. That's right. Now, obviously, Because, I got to clarify stuff. People write me stuff. Tim, you said this, you said that. No, that's not really what I said. That's not what I meant. Because look, when I said it, I said this. No, you said. Obviously, I don't want women going around kicking guys in the personals, right? They haven't done anything, obviously. But if you are under attack, this is attack. This is kill or be killed. You don't want this umbrella-shaped, turned over umbrella-shaped bastard, marshmallow bastard, like grabbing you with the sunken face from the sunken place. I wish she would have, is all I'm saying. I'm not blaming her. I wish she would have. I wish I could have jumped in her body for just a second and kicked him in the nuts and jumped back in my own body. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If somebody don't want to give you something, why take it, man? See, I'm old school like that. I'm old school. That's what old school, man, that's old school. Harvey Weinstein is, he's the human form of this. If that was a person, it'd be Harvey Weinstein. Super successful, amazingly wealthy, very accomplished, loser. You see what I'm saying? All right. The Manhattan District Attorney, by the way, is the one who did the investigation. And because of the nature of the allegations, the statute of limitations doesn't apply. All right? All right. I've saved this story for last on purpose because I'm kerfluffled. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say about this. This is crazy, guys. Morgan Freeman. All this time, and to be people, I've looked at the eyes of the people. And that Andy Dufresne climbed through. Seems like Morgan Freeman may have been being a complete ass. Jesus. He's a great actor. Talented. Played the role of God. Played first black president. That's Morgan Freeman. Lean on Me, all that stuff, man. That guy in Seven. Don't look. Oh, Jesus, don't look. That guy. Loved him, man. Turns out he's also a degenerate, allegedly. But didn't he, I think he copped to it, right? So let's get to the story, Tim. Come on, Tim. People got kids to feed and got to get ready to walk the doggy. Morgan Freeman and Visa have enjoyed a long relationship over the years, with the actor appearing in many of the credit cards commercials, as well as featured as a voiceover artist in many of its spots. After today, following allegations that surfaced from multiple women about sexual harassment and untoward behavior by the 80-year-old actor, Visa is stepping away. Oh, I can't believe. I just don't know what to say, man. You're going to have to get out. Look, this whole thing, I'm glad this happened because we need to stop worshiping or idolizing people. Just stop. Just look. If you look, man, there are people who like this show. They do. And I'm glad you like the show. I hope I do it because I hope people like the show, of course, right? But I don't know, man. People turn on me for a disagreement. This guy's touching women and like being like really just aggressive ass. Like the stuff I read, I don't even know if it's in this particular article. I read another article. I don't know. I just want to know if people I don't know, He said he did. Let's see what he said. Morgan Freeman, SAG, review. In a just released statement from Visa, spokeswoman said, "We are aware of the allegations that have been made against Mr. Freeman. This comes after Vancouver-based transit system Translink backed away as well. Also, other people backed away. Had been featured a Morgan Freeman voiceover for Visa ad campaign to promote TransLink Visa credit card. Okay, here we go. It says here, any accused person has the right to due process, but it is our starting point to believe the courageous voices who come forward to report incidents of harassment. The move by Visa is not without precedent in corporate America. The past companies have stepped away from Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, all after scandals. The same happened with Subway when its spokesman Jared Fogle was found with child porn. Well, yeah. You stepped away from Tiger Woods for having an affair, man. And you know what? Morgan Freeman sounds like he was a pig, but there's no rape allegations. You know, let me put this in context, man. It sounds bad because I just talked about Harvey Weinstein, right? I just talked about him, so I got a little carryover from the last segment. Reality is, he said things he shouldn't have said. That's what they're alleging. He did things he shouldn't have done, like, hey, stuff like that. But he didn't rape anybody, right? At least now there's no allegations of rape. Is he possibly a pig? Yes. But you don't want a pig representing your product, do you? I mean, unless you're selling grills or ribs. You don't. Yeah. I get it, right? Tiger Woods, he had an affair and his people didn't like him because, we hate cheaters. That's why I'm wondering why some of you are still in the DNC. You still. Republicans cheat too. They just rig. They really covert with the rigging. You got to watch a film by, I can't even think of the guy's name now. I see him. He's kind of prickly dude. I like him though. But you get what I'm saying? Like the cross-check. Like, the Republicans steal stuff too, man. Things like our futures. Steal stuff too. Countries. Yep. Anyway, look, Morgan Freeman, we're going to see with this. I think he said something. I don't think he said he did it. He said, if I remember correctly, he said, if anyone has a problem, I think you know me by now enough to know. I think you know me enough by now to know I would never make anybody feel uncomfortable on purpose. I can't even remember what his voice sounds like at this point. I worked in corporate America. It's no secret. People know that. I had a job, right? I was always overly professional. Like, damn, Tim, you goofy. I goofy than the mofo. Then we go on break. You cool as hell. That's like, because I'm in there around these women. I don't want no problems. Best way, I'm going to tell you something, Morgan Freeman, this is something I learned. Call young, attractive women, ma'am. They tend to back up off you. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like, they put a lot of distance. You like sexy repellent at the point. But see, Morgan Freeman didn't even have that problem. His problem was he was like, he was coming on to women. So, I guess there's nothing you could do. And it's even, I think I read in one article that they said that the women had to change the way they dressed around him because, you know how grandpa is, don't wear that. Yeah, they'd be like, you ain't gonna wear that, are you? Oh, no, change that, girl, change that. Grabby hands Morgan's coming to town. Look, man, kick him in the nuts with high heels or studded something. That's what I suggest. Well, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. Remember, this show is brought to you by you. That's right. It's brought to you by you. It's not brought to you by the DNC or the GOP or the RNC or the ITB or the CN. None of those. None of those. But I am working with Just Inform, and that's because it's a new social media site I'd love for you to go check out. It's a media site founded, owned. Nico House and I and a friend, we've come up with this great thing. So go to justinform.com. Just The letter N, form. See? Just inform. Just inform. It's real cool. It's a social media site. You go on and you create a platform. You create a profile, and you talk to people. Hey, people, how you doing? And you get to post stuff like links, and guess what will happen? You won't be shadow banned. You won't be shadow banned. All right? All right. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Tomorrow is Freedom Friday. I hope you join me for it. We will open phone lines. You will get a chance to voice your opinions on a myriad of issues. Shout out to all those people out there who support independent media. It's a necessity that you do. The only way the truth actually survives is if we pump the oxygen in his lungs, because what they're doing now is garbage, and we got to fight for it, all right? I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Become a Patreon of this show if you like it. Don't forget to pick up this shirt. Become a member of Tim Black's Team Black Wolfpack. We're out. Episode has been brought to you by justinform.com. If you're tired of being censored, tired of having your data stolen and sold, go to justinform.com, a social media site where all voices are welcome.